And the longer COVID kept going and keeping doors closed, the bigger they became. And we went, hey, maybe they're onto something. Rather than doing brick and mortar dispensary, maybe we should do a virtual dispensary business model. So if I could show you a way, and that's what we did. And here we are today with about 12,000 virtual dispensaries in 26 countries. Okay? Supposedly we're the fastest growing cannabis company in the world. I don't know if that's true or not. Okay? I'm not going to fight with the guy who thinks they are. But anyhow, so we are the first ever virtual dispensary of our kind, guys. We are being called the Amazon of cannabis. All the industry experts and stuff are saying that. The biggest guy in this industry that did about $11 billion last year, this is a quote from him. He said that CANNAGLOBE is the most innovative, disruptive, and compelling business model the industry's ever seen. Because we're allowing anybody to get into the cannabis space without all the investment and all the background checks and all the crap you got to go through, legal and licensing. And anyhow, I'll get into that, but I'll hurry because I know it's late. Everybody's talking about this. Rolling Stone magazine said it's growing at an unprecedented pace. CNBC calls it the new gold rush. Forbes magazine said that it could grow by 700%. The Wall Street Journal calls it a tremendous market. Guys, you got to think about this. The U.S., let me tell you this. Grandview Research, look at this quote, guys. This is one of the biggest things I've seen in a long time. Man, I can't get close. Can y'all see that over there? Grandview Research says that this is one of the largest market disruptions and paradigm shifts in what? Can you see it? In U.S. history. What are the biggest paradigm shifts in U.S. history? What would you think? Think about it for a second. The oil boom. The oil boom. Huge transfer of wealth when that happened. Real estate, gold, the gold rush. Remember the gold rush, boom, right?
Wall Street crashing?
Yeah, Wall Street. Cryptocurrency. Crypto is a huge paradigm shift, right? What else? Real estate. Remember the 80s. What else? What about the internet, .com era? Remember the .com era? Okay, well this is what all the big research firms are saying. They're saying that cannabis, legalization and deregulation of cannabis, is the largest paradigm shift and disruption in U.S. history. That's what they're projecting. They're saying it's going to grow by 10 times in the next 5 to 6 years. Okay, now, why? You know why I thought everybody was talking about it and everybody's projecting all this growth? I actually thought it was because people like to get high. But it's not. It's because people want to get healthy. And that surprised me. Even though that's why I got into the space. And I'm not saying that I don't like to get high. I'm just telling you, I got in it for the medicinal side because of my family and my best friend. And then, you know, when you hadn't had any cannabis in 30 years and you try it and you can't quit laughing, it's kind of fun. And so you do it every so often, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean? Yeah, some of you know what I mean, and some of you are closet. In the closet still, it's okay. But guys, that's why it's growing. I want you to look at the words on this page. Can you think, hopefully you guys can see, because I'm sitting right here beside it and I can barely see it. Look at all the stuff that this plant impacts. I'm making no medical claims, but I want you to think about this from a business perspective. Okay? Acne, ADD, addiction, AIDS, Alzheimer's, anorexia, anxiety, arthritis, asthma, autism, bipolar, cancer, colitis, Crohn's, depression, diabetes, endocrine disorders, epilepsy, seizures, fibromyalgia, glaucoma, heart disease, Huntington's disease, inflammation, irritable bowel syndrome, kidney disease, liver disease, nausea, migraines, multiple sclerosis, motion sickness, obesity, OCD, pain, both Parkinson's, sleep disorders, skin. Are y'all seeing this? Tell me one, even a drug, even a prescription, or a plant that impacts all those things. Can you think of one that has scientific data, research papers from doctors and scientists that have been written up in medical journals to impact all of these things? Can you think of one? It's because there's not. There's one little plant, and there's only that one, and it's called the cannabis plant. Now, is that not ridiculous? It's crazy. And here's what Big Pharma is doing. Big Pharma is out there funding lobbyists in Arizona. It was crazy. I don't know if y'all remember this. A company called Inxus, they gave $500,000 to a fund in Phoenix to put commercials all over TV to keep it from being legalized, while they already had a DEA approval to launch a synthetic cannabis in the pharmacies in Arizona. They were the largest contributor to keep cannabis illegal in the state, and they already had a patent and an approval to launch their synthetic shit in the pharmacy that has about 1 million side effects, and they molded it exactly after cannabis. When you already have a perfect plant that has no side effects. Is that not disgusting to you? That is what is happening all over the country, you guys. I'm not going to talk about Big Pharma, but I'll just tell you this. Look, I'm a believer. I'm not asking you to be a believer, okay, but I'm a believer. I believe that God created the world. And here's what I believe. That if you just want to say no to drugs, no offense if you're a doctor, but you just need to say no to what your doctor prescribes you and you go down the street to the pharmacy to buy. That's a drug. That's why their commercials spend 75% of the time telling you all the side effects. And you've got to go buy 3 or 4 other drugs to deal with the side effects of the first drug you got. I believe it's medicine. Okay, let's keep going. Sorry, I can get on a freaking high horse sometimes, or a rant, man. Anyhow, we have over 100 premium products, guys. They all have immediate impact for every area of life that you can think of. If you have back pain, knee pain, neck pain, heart pain, we got it. You got stress, sleep, anxiety, depression. You need some energy. You need better focus. You want to get rid of the brain fog, or forgetting where your keys are, your purse, your wallet, or whatever. You want to sleep better. You want to be more creative. You want to be more productive. You want to just get crap done. Guess what? We have products that address all that and a whole lot of other stuff. And in every method of delivery you can think of. If you like to smoke, and you like pre-rolls, or you like flower, you like bud, sativa, indica, hybrid, guess what? We got it. We got flower. We drop ship flower to every state. Think about that for a second. Okay? Pre-rolls, king palms, like banana leaf wrap joints, okay? Blunts, disposable vape pens, vape cartridges. If you like to smoke, we got those products. If you don't like to smoke, but you like to eat, we got brownie mix, we got chocolate chip cookie mix, we got fried chicken batter, for God's sakes. Literally, it's the best fried chicken you've ever had in your life. We have pizza dough, but we haven't rolled that one out yet. But pizza dough. This is all cannabis products. We have edibles. We have, I don't even know how many types of gummies and sweet tarts. Every kind of edible you can think of. We've got beverages. We've got seltzers. We've got mocktails. You know what a mocktail is? It's like a little shot like you get on the airplane. It's about the size of this remote. You shoot it, it's like little vodka bottles. But they're mocktails. It's pina colada, margarita, old-fashioned, strawberry daiquiri, sidecar. But there's no alcohol. It's cannabis shots. Freaking delicious, and I warn you, first time, just drink about half of a capful, or you be hugging trees. Don't ask me how I know, but for the first time, I became a tree hugger in my life when I tried that crap, okay? And I'm the one who decided to do that. I'll tell that story another day. But guys, anyhow, we have all kinds of different products. We also have a bunch of capsules. We also have mushroom products. We're the first company ever to start Amanita muscaria nationwide, except for in the state of Louisiana. I don't know if y'all know what Amanita muscaria is. Okay. It is a hallucinogenic, but it's legal. Yes, I know. It's crazy, right? You have to put not for consumption on the bottle, but everybody knows to take it. But do your research on that and find out what it actually does to the neural pathways in the brain. It's absolutely phenomenal, guys. Alzheimer's, dementia. I keep telling you story after story after story about patients that you would literally have to go meet them to believe the story. I did too. I couldn't believe, a 95-year-old woman that was in hospice care. That means she's done. Like there's no coming back. Hospice had been with her for 2 weeks. Like she couldn't get out of bed. They never moved her other than roll her over, roll her back. She starts taking these mushrooms. Brainwaves the neural pathways in the brain are regenerated, repaired. Her Alzheimer's, her dementia, both go away. She's called her kids by name for the first time in 2 years. She gets out of bed, walks straight to the bathroom, knows exactly where it is. Ask, what in the heck are all these other people doing here? She ended up living for six months, right? 6 months. She ended up dying, but she had stage 4 cancer also. She was 95, I think, 95. Her daughter is a friend of ours. Her name's Marlo. Anyhow, I can tell you story after story after story. But when you have that happen in something that is just now being legalized, and you can get in front of that, that's a market disruptor. You can get filthy, stinking rich. You just got, when I was really young, I got lucky. I was poor, broke, man, pumping brakes to get my car to stop, filling up the radiator every few days with water because it had a crack this big. I didn't have the money to fix it. I would park it 2 blocks away, because I didn't want people to see me when I walked outside. There'd be a big puddle of antifreeze on the ground. And anyhow, guys, I got in front of telecom, and I got lucky because it became deregulated. And the company that did $1.4 billion in 5 years, I was part of that. And as a 21, 22, 23-year-old kid, I was making $70,000, $80,000 a month and didn't even know the first thing about telephones. But I was at the right place, at the right time, in the right industry that was disrupting the way things work. For the first time ever. Energy, we did it with energy too. Got lucky. Again, 3 times we were able to build a company to over $1 billion a year in revenue because they were emerging markets. Deregulation. Anyhow, I got way the hell off. We have all kinds of products. 0T with THC, medicinal, recreational. You may even recognize some of these brands. We make all these brands, by the way. But there's the fried chicken batter. You guys are going to try that. We got products that have nothing to do with THC. Okay? Anyhow, I'm going to skip this, but it is something that separates us. Why are we different? Why are our products, why do they work so fast? Why are they so effective? It's because we nano-emulsify them. We break down the molecule by 4,500% so that it goes to your bloodstream rather than your digestive system. If it goes into your digestive, it goes out the other end. Sorry to be so graphic. But you get my point. And so it doesn't take 2 hours if you eat one of our edibles. It takes 15, 20 minutes. And you're like, whoa. You don't even forget that you took the stupid thing before it hits. Anyhow, we also make them water soluble. Because our bodies are made up of water, which creates a 10x bioavailability. That means you get 10 times the benefit. All right, let's keep going here. How's it legal? Every single thing that we do is compliant with the 2018 Farm Bill, and every single one of our products gets sent to a third-party laboratory that is a DEA certified laboratory that sends us the certificate of analysis showing that it's legal. So on every one of our products, I think we have samples for you guys. There's barcodes and QR codes and barcodes. Federal barcodes and QR codes that if you scan it with the phone, it takes you to the lab report from the DEA certified lab to show you that it's legal to have. Okay? Anyhow, I know people are trying to wonder how in the world are they shipping cannabis across state lines? How are they doing this? How are they doing that? Well, there's the way. So yes, we're currently in 26 markets, and I just got to hurry here. What's the opportunity for you? Well, I'm going to tell you when I spit my gum out here. You guys shut your eyes for a second. I literally almost choked. I almost swallowed that gum. This is embarrassing. Sorry. That gum must have been old because it broke apart, and part was in my throat and part was wrapped around my tongue. Okay, so here's the opportunity is for you to become a virtual dispensary owner. Without all the hassles, without any big investment, with no storefront, no inventory. You don't have to hire an attorney and get licensed. You don't have to have a background check. You don't have to do any of those things, and you don't have to apologize. Guys, this isn't a drug, it's a plant. Okay, it's 100% legal. So how does it work? Well, you can become a virtual dispensary owner for $420 one time. What do you get for that? Well, you get your own virtual dispensary, but you get about $4,000 worth of product that if you were to break it up and sell it for retail, that's what it would be worth. Now, I wouldn't do that if I were you. I would just give it away because you're talking about customers, they start telling everybody they know, oh my God, you can't believe these gummies. Oh my God, you can't believe these pre-rolls. You can't believe these King Palms. Oh my God, have you tried the brownies yet? Oh. And they start telling their friends, they start telling everybody, the next thing you know, you've got hundreds of customers out there buying products from you. That's why I say don't sell them, just give them. The quicker you give them away, the quicker you have customers. Anyhow, and I'm just going to do this a little bit quicker than I normally do. So how do you actually get customers other than what I just described? Well, you also have your own website that we make for you. That's all included. All of the IT, we do all the legal, we do all the finance, we do formulation, manufacturing, customer support, distribution, everything. All you do is market. You share your QR code or your link, your website that we make. It's instant. Or you share one of the sample products. Have you guys seen the samples? Somebody's up here hiding them. So here's some sweet tarts, and you can go. Why don't somebody go ahead and pass these out? Some gummies. So these are single-use products. They didn't want to pass them out in the beginning because you wouldn't have heard a word I said.
You give one in one or just one?
No, just whatever they want. Just give them one. There's probably only enough for one for each person. And I'm going to keep going, guys, just so that I get done within my 3-hour limit. I'm joking. Yeah, I'll be joking. You got to be joking, man. I've been here 3 hours already. So what do you do? How do you make money? Well, here's how you earn. So every single time you introduce somebody to your business, it's like you offering a micro franchise. So rather than you just having your own virtual dispensary and you getting all the customers, it's as if you owned your own McDonald's or, franchise or your own Subway, and you owned the franchise. And you could sell franchises to everybody all over the world, and you get paid a royalty on every hamburger that ever gets eaten, or every French fry, or every milkshake. You understand what I'm saying? Every time you refer another, quote, micro franchise or a virtual dispensary owner or a VDO, I know it doesn't sound like a lot of money, but hang on, it will. You get paid $100, okay? Now, in addition to that, once a few things happen, as that network begins to grow, and this video introduces another video, you start making anywhere from $75 to $175 every single time. So here's an example. Let's say that I introduced this gentleman over here. Isn't it Ron or Rob?
Ron.
I thought it was Ron. I introduced Ron over here, and let's say that I am actually a regional VDO. I'm going to make $200. But let's say the next day, Ron introduces, what's your name, young lady? Delilah. He introduces her. I don't know her, but she becomes a virtual dispensary owner. I'm going to make $100. And let's say that she introduces this gentleman and this gentleman and this gentleman and this gentleman. Guess what I'm going to make? I'm going to make 100, 100, 100, 100. And let's say those 4 gentlemen, they introduce this line of folks. Even though I don't know them, they introduce them. I'm going to make 100, 100, 100, 100, 100, 100, 100, 100, 100. And let's say they introduce that row. I'm going to make 100, 100, 100, 100, 100, 100, 100, 100, 100. And it just keeps going to unlimited numbers. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's upfront income. It's just like if you were to sell a McDonald's franchise, they used to cost $500,000 just for the franchise license. Okay, and you would get paid to sell a franchise. Okay, guys, don't. We have people making $1,000, $2,000 a day just from this part. Not even from customers, just from franchises opening up. Are you following me? All right, here we go. So this is what it looks like. So here you are, if you introduce somebody and they start a virtual dispensary with you, you're going to make somewhere between 100, 175, 200, 225, and 275. And if anybody else introduces them, you're making 75, 100, 125, or 175. Now, watch this. Watch this. In addition to that, every single customer that ever buys anything, you're getting paid on every single time they buy something. So you're getting paid anywhere, if they are your customer, if they go to your franchise, to your virtual dispensary, you're making from 15 to 27%, and you're also getting all of these, as I explained a second ago, as that network continues to grow. You get paid an override on all of the virtual dispensaries in your network. Y'all understand this? Okay, so I'm going to show you, not too long ago, somebody said, hey, how do I make $100,000? Can I make $100,000 in 6 months? I said, well, I don't know, can you? If you can't, you need to do one of 2 things. You need to take out 2 fingers and place them right here and be real still. Make sure you got a pulse, first of all. And if you do, Yes, you can make $100,000 in the next 6 months. And if you can't, then you need to check yourself in somewhere, okay? Because watch what happens, guys. This is super simple. Let's just say that all you did as an area is introduced 3 videos and they got a handful of customers. That's 5 customers. It's not a lot of customers, right? And that's all you did in month 1. That's it. You didn't make any money hardly. You made, $400 or $500. But month 2, you help, you train, you teach, you mentor those 3 videos to do the same thing, for them to grow their network. That's month 2. Month 3, you do the same thing. Month 4, same thing. By the time you get to month 6, you just made $54,000 just from a $75 bonus. And if you train those videos, you made another $29,000, and you're making about $18,000 a month residual from customers, just customers. But it doesn't stop, guys. This isn't like a 3-level affiliate program or a 10-level MLM program. It's not like that. This pays to unlimited levels. It doesn't stop. So in your 6th month, you could have made $100,000 right there. You didn't have to go, recruit 300 people kind of thing. You didn't have to sell 1,000 people. 3 people. And if you can't do that, again, take out your 2 fingers and check that right there, okay? Or check yourself in. Guys, look, I'm not making any income claims. This is not a get rich quick program. It takes work. You got to be willing to work, or it doesn't work. Okay? You can't just throw your website up and hope a bunch of people go buy products. It doesn't work that way. But on the cherry on top is this right here. If I was willing to put, let's say, I don't know. Can I sit on this, Arielle?
Yes.
Yeah.
My big fat butt? Okay. All right. If I was willing to put $200,000 into a bank account earmarked for you to build you a cannabis brand, that you never have to spend a single penny to have your own cannabis brand. Raise your hand if you'd be interested in that. And you would never have to pay a penny to have your own cannabis brand. Never, ever, ever, ever. Raise your hand. I want to see. Because if you don't, I'm not going to talk anymore. Okay, so you do. All right. Well, that's what we do. You can actually have your own brand and we pay for the logo. We pay for all the marketing material. We do all the formulation, all the manufacturing, all the distribution, and yes, we even sell it for you. And you get paid on the 12,000 dispensaries all over the world that are selling these products. Are you following me? It doesn't matter if they're part of your network or someone you know or don't know. Do you understand what I'm saying? Anybody. And guys, this isn't like hype. This is like reality. We already have several. So Holly Barker, Hollywood, she did this. Lives in West Hollywood. Going to see her this weekend. She's got her own brand called Happy Snacks. And it's amazing. These aren't just gummies and sweet tarts. They have B12, B3, green coffee bean extract, niacin. You know what those things do? Niacin won a Nobel Prize for increasing blood flow. What happens when you take cannabis with something that increases your blood flow? What do you think happens? THC goes into your bloodstream. Increase that and see what happens. It's not like the junk you buy at a dispensary where there's no margin. Do y'all know how a dispensary works? Like a brick and mortar. I'm going to show you. This is worth it just so that you guys get some education rather than me up here doing what I'm doing. Let's say that this is a farm. This mic holder is a farm, okay? Which I just screwed up. That's a farm. They're gonna farm a bunch of products, a bunch of cannabis. Do you know that they are not allowed to sell to a dispensary? What do they have to do, especially for their edibles? They have to hire a transport company. They get taxed the moment they harvest. They have to sell to a licensed transport company to transport that bud to an extraction company. They get taxed also, and they also get taxed. That transport, that's the transport company. That's the extraction company. The extraction company extracts it into an oil or a distillate, like a distillery. They get taxed on it. They hire a transport company. that gets taxed again, and that transport company takes it to a manufacturer that's got to have a license. And that manufacturer manufactures all kinds of products, Rice Krispie treats, brownies, chocolate bars, gummies, all kinds of edibles, all kinds of vape pens and everything else. And then, guess what that manufacturer has to do? Hire a transport company. And by the way, they get taxed and they get taxed. And for that transport company to take it to the dispensary. This is how our government works. This is why everybody wants to go back to the black market, except for us, because we found loopholes in the law that allow us to do what we do and have the best product out there. Everything else out there, guys, I'm just telling you, it's junk. You go into these dispensaries, I know, because we have products that are junk. Not in the virtual dispensary, but under the marijuana law. Here's why. By the time you take that bud from here, you tax it, 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 and you tax it again. What kind of quality do you think that they can have for the consumer? Not very good. Now, if it's bud alone, it can be good, but there's not a lot of margin in it. So they don't even have the ability to reinvest as much as they want to back into their grow, back into their operation. It's a dying deal. Go to California, go to Colorado, even here in Nevada. The grows here aren't like there. I'm telling you, the growers are going back to the black market. They want nothing to do with the government crap. They just don't know about the loophole that some of us know about. They know, they just don't know how to do it scientifically. But here's the deal, guys. By the time an edible gets over here, most of what they do edibles with, and I'm just talking about edibles right now, is the worst product that came off their farm. Stalk, stem, it has, anyhow, I'm not going to get into the details, but this gummy right here, this sweet tart right here, look at the ingredients. It's nano-emulsified, it's made with water solubility, it has B12 in it along with the cannabis, it has all these other things. You know how expensive it would be to make this? They would have to sell it for $100 a bag, where it's $39 with us. Because we don't have to do what they have to do. All right. That's just one product. That's one brand. Scotty Huss has his brand with us already. All paid for by the company. These people have not spent a penny. You will meet these people. Some of you already have. He's got King Palms. He's got pre-rolls. Bitcoin Rodney. I don't know if you guys know Rodney Burton from Miami. He's got his brand with us. It's called Rise. When I say we make every kind of product on the planet, we do. This is a breath freshener spray that is also a sexual enhancement for men and women. You get good breath, and it sends blood to all the right places.
And
for him and her.
Baby. Then you get a baby.
And then you get, oh yeah, remember? There was a lady in there one night who said, oh yeah, I'm pregnant. And she actually had her kid. Oh wait, it wasn't this product. But anyhow, this is his brand. He hasn't spent a penny. Okay? This is another one, Reggie Franklin. His brand's called Sidekicks. Strawberry kiwi gummies. I'm telling y'all, these are incredible products. And they get paid company-wide on every sale that goes through the dispensary. And what I want y'all to understand is this. We have 12,000 virtual dispensary owners out there. And you know they don't just sell virtually. Guess what they do? They go to smoke shops. They go to dispensaries. They go to music festivals. Guess where I'm going to be next week? I'm going to be in Riverside, California with 6,500 people, and we're the only cannabis company there for 4 days, and they sleep there in tents and RVs, this music festival. What's it called?
Burning Man?
No, it's not Burning. Same or something. You just Google it. Riverside. It's like, not this week. It starts on Thursday, this coming Thursday. Just Google it. You'll see what I'm talking about. And it's the only one, and that Holly Barker chick that you saw, she's the one who set it up. Do you know that we have people who buy $100,000 with one order, $300,000 with one order? We've had companies buy $1.2 million, and 2 weeks later another $1.2 million in one order. And we don't know who they are. You can't know who they are. Because if I introduced him and he referred this gentleman and he referred him, who referred her, who referred him, who referred her, who referred her, who referred him, I don't know him. You wouldn't know him either. But guess what? The sale still comes in. It's all automated. They go straight to the wholesale website. They buy whatever products they want to. They get drop shipped right to their doorstep, wherever they are, anywhere in the country. We have people who own spas. You know, they give massages. They do facials and whatever else, and they set up whole racks. I was in a gas station right down the street from me the other day, and it was just bought out by this guy, this Indian guy, and he had these big glass containers in there that had a bunch of like vape pens and stuff. And I said, so hey, do you sell much of this stuff? And he said, I make as much money from that as I do this whole gas station. And I said, are you serious? He said, yeah, I spend over $6,000 a week for that one case, and that's wholesale. And I said, well, would you like to put like some quality product in here, like this stuff? And he said, well, if you can bring me some product. And I just thought, oh shit, okay, this is like 2 miles from my house. I'm like, well, shit, what do I need to do? Like, I'm the owner of the company, but I don't really know exactly what I should do, right? And so I go back to my house and go, what do we have? Well, we just happen to have some brownie mix and some fried chicken batter and some pre-rolls and king pops. And so I took this little backpack and I spread it out there, and this dude, his eyeballs, I am not exaggerating, popped out of his head. And he literally said, I want all of it. $6,000 a week, wholesale. Now, it's amazing when you have these people from all over the country out there talking to somebody who owns a gas station. And he's in your network, and he's ordering $6,000 a week in wholesale, and you don't even know who it is, and you're getting paid. Are y'all following me? Hello? If you're here for the money, you're in the right place. And if you're here for a good time also. We've got some big sales going on right now. We've got a product that's normally $149 for $29.99, 50% off all vape cards, and all our merch on Ignite is $10 off. I mean, it's $10, excuse me. Normally $50 to $60 a piece. Okay, our top income earners last week. Again, this is the tour I'm coming off of right now. That's where we are. I'm going to LA and Ontario and then a few other places. Atlanta, we have a national convention in Atlanta, November the 3rd through the 5th. There'll be hundreds of people there, literally from all over the world, literally. Mexico, Puerto Rico, Finland's growing like crazy right now. Canada, there's another country, British Virgin Islands is starting to boom. It's all over, and you know you can't stop it if you try to, guys. I'm done, but I do want to finish with one thing. I know I've talked a lot about the business side and making money, right? And that is one of the rewards. It is a business, but I'm going to be really, you guys may say this is corny, or you may think it's ooey gooey or whatever, but it is the truth. I really think that our world is in trouble. I think people are mad. I think they're angry. This country, people are fighting over politics, economics, race, you name it. If you don't believe me, just drive down the road, somebody will flip you off. I'm telling you, just look around. They're mad. They're angry at each other, man. The greatest reward is when you meet somebody who's depressed or stressed or anxious and they don't even know it. You give them one of these products, and if it's a smokable, I'm telling you, it's 10 seconds. Their frown is going to turn into a smile. And their stress is going to turn into peace and happiness. And when you have somebody that comes up to you and says, you changed my life. I'm 80 years old. And my whole life, I thought marijuana was a drug. And I tried it for the first time because my arthritis is so bad I can't sleep at night. And now I sleep like I'm dead. I wake up wide awake. When you have people like that, man, that's the reward. And there's tens of thousands of them already. And that's really probably the biggest motive that I have, if you want to know the truth. It's not the money, but I'm not trying to be humble either. I'll take every penny. Okay? So with that, here's what I want to do. I know I talked for a long time. Sorry, man. I've been running like crazy here. But what I want to do, which is kind of different, I want to see if you guys have any questions. And we'll make it quick. Let's take 5 minutes. Is 5 minutes too long? 5 more minutes of Q&A? I'll take as long as you want. I'll stay here, and I don't have to have this mic in my hand. I can stand here and answer you one-on-one. But does anybody have any questions about the material I've already covered?
The question I have encountered almost every time, they said it is the THC or CBD are not that strong. But before you answer that, actually the tart that I passed around, did you guys eat it? And also the gummies? Please eat it and tell me.
Only if you want to.
Only if you want to. Some people here has many questions about
Okay.
it. So
I'll answer. I know exactly what you're saying, and I got a slide for it too. So there are people who think, oh, this isn't as strong as what I get at the dispensary. Oh, really? Try it. That's all you do. Try it. Don't try to argue with them. Just say, try it. Try it for free. That's all you gotta do. And they will come back going, oh my God, it's better than the dispensary. It's stronger. You won't eat a whole one. I tell everybody, in fact, the instructions on our gummies say start with half. But it is 10 milligrams of THC. There's no synthetics. It's all organic. We're not talking about Delta 8 that you get at a smoke shop. We're not talking about Delta 10 or THCO or any of those things. It is what you get at a dispensary, but there's a loophole how we do this across state lines. So, no, yes, it has CBD in it. CBD doesn't do what THC does. So you be the decision. Don't take my word for it. Try it and find out. You got one to find out with right there in front of you. Yes, sir.
You guys have an affiliate program?
We do have an affiliate program. Yep. Sure do. And we probably have about 6,000 affiliates, maybe more than that, 6,500. Yep. Yes, sir.
So you can legally sell this anywhere. If I had some in my pocket and I'll work for you.
Yes, sir.
I can go down the street here, Fremont Street, and just start selling.
Yes, sir. My wife's dad is a Texas Ranger. Y'all know what that is? He's higher than the FBI. I don't know if you know that or not. Do you know that about Texas Rangers? So Texas Rangers do not even have to have a search warrant to go into your house in Nevada. Yeah, Google it. I know it's hard to believe. It's been like that forever, ever since Texas Rangers became Texas Rangers. They have a higher, whatever you call it, authority than they. Her father is one, and he said, "Look, I put people in jail for this my entire life, and now he takes the product because he's had 4 back surgeries, and the medicine that they had him on, what was it? Poisoned his liver or something? His kidneys, because he was taking so much medicine for his back surgeries. He started taking cannabis. Doesn't need any of that medication. There are no side effects. Oh wow! You mean to tell me I put people in prison my whole life or in jail for this? And this is it? Yep, and that's what the world is finding out, and that's why you are on the brink of something about to explode financially. So, a little bit more. Yes, Ron, it is legal, 100%. And how we do it is by dry weight. We harvest the bud 2 weeks early so that it falls under the right law. And I'm not going to give out any secrets here, but it falls under the right law. The seeds from our buds are registered by the state. We don't get to register them. The state government has to come out. They test your bud for the percentage of THC in it. If it's below 0.3%, that seed in those male plants are considered industrial hemp seeds, not marijuana seeds. But they're marijuana seeds. But they're not registered by the state. The state doesn't see them as marijuana seeds. The state sees them as industrial hemp seeds. Has nothing to do with the plant. It's the way they wrote the law. It's the way the federal government wrote the law. Knowingly. So now those plants that are actual marijuana plants are licensed, fully legal. You have no say in what the state does. You have no say. And so then all you do is harvest the bud early, and it's called THCA. So when it's tested, it falls below 0.3%. The moment it's ignited, it converts to 27%, 30%, whatever. That's in the smokable. Fully legal. Been done in every state. Been being done for 5 years. It's crazy, isn't it?
So like they got them little food carts, so you go walking down.
Yes, sir. If you have a food cart, you can do it right here on the street. Now, you'd probably have to have your own, the right permits and licensing or whatever for the city to do, even to sell food. But I'm just saying, yes, it's fully legal. Any other questions?
Yeah. So what products are included in your company?
Man, I don't know. It's on the website. There's probably 6 or 7 different products. Yeah, I know there's pre-rolls, I know there's disposables, there's vape carts, there's edibles, a little bit of everything.
Like brownie mix came with one.
Brownie mix?
Brownie mix, pre-rolls, carts, like 2 different carts with another strong disposables and then regular disposables. It comes with a big amount of
He knows more than I do.
So would you say on average, what's the sort of setup time on average? Starting from...
Yeah, you get your products in about 2 to 4 days. From tonight, if you went to the website. 24 hours, it's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, live. Yeah, it's 2 to 4 days anywhere in the United States. Outside of the U.S., it takes a little longer.
As far as the setup of the website?
No, the setup of the website, it's instant. The moment that you become a virtual dispensary owner, when you hit enter, you get an email. Bam, there's your dispensary. And you click on that and you go, oh my God, that's my dispensary right there. Yeah. You name it, all that, anyhow, you'll see. I saw a hand. Ron, did somebody over here?
I got a question.
Okay, go ahead.
I want to ask you private after this.
Okay. No, we don't sell cocaine. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
And to all honesty, on that day, when I ain't never done no cannabis, no drugs before in my life. But I work at a dispensary.
Uh-huh.
Just because they want me there at the door.
So think about that, guys, for just a second. Do y'all know that the UFC has legalized cannabis for their fighters?
Yeah.
The MMA has legalized cannabis for their fighters. The NBA has legalized cannabis for their players. And the NFL now, in certain teams and states, they no longer test for cannabis. They allow their players to use it. What do you think is going to happen in the next 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 years to those of you that own your virtual dispensaries? And when you look at some of our products, you're going to go, oh my God, those are for the NFL players. Yeah, they are. It's called Perform. It's a brand called Max Out. And it's got weights and stuff, and professional athletes are using it, and they're talking about it on Instagram. Guys like Kamal Bey, 3-time world champion wrestler, U.S. Olympic team wrestler. The Olympic Committee approved one of our products. You know how hard it is to get the Olympics to approve any product, much less a cannabis product? Guys, the world's changing. The stigma is shifting. And they're looking at it as a medicine, as a nutritional thing, not as a drug. And you're in front of this shift. But you got to go to work or you'll miss it. I'll tell one quick story and then I'll shut up. But before I do that, any other questions? Because this is my last thing I'm going to do, and then I'll talk to you privately if you want. Yes?
Is there any more Delta 9 products coming out? Maybe, or just kind of looking at the catalog. I didn't see flowers specifically.
So the majority is Delta 9 except for the disposables. You can't beat the 0.3 with the disposables. So you got to do D8 or D10 or HHC. If you do bud, king palms, or pre-rolls, now we do have D8 pre-rolls, but there are pre-rolls and king palms that are also D9. All of the edibles are D9. They might have a little D8 also, but they're all D9. But they may have D8 in addition to the D9. Like we have some gummies that are 30 or 40 milligrams. Doc, 10 milligrams D9, 10 D8, 10 HEC, 10, yeah. So almost, or I should say all the edibles are Delta 9 primarily. And for those of you who don't know the difference, Delta 9 is not a synthetic. Deltas are not synthetics, okay? That's what people think. No, they're not. It is actually the way that the molecule, it's where the carbon bond is at in the molecule, in that phase of the bud's growth, okay? So when we say D9 or Delta 9, that's just THC. It's the kind that gets you high, that you get from smoking bud. But people think D9, that's the synthetic. No, it's not. That's what it is. You'd be surprised. Yes, sir.
Just curious, like on the video you had with the guy with Rise and Sidekicks, you pick your own particular product?
Yeah, you get to pick your own products, your own brand, all kinds of stuff. Yep. Right now, there's 5 more people getting their brands right now. And they're doing all kinds of brands, things that you cannot fathom. Pet care lines, dog chews, and guys, by the way, we've made cattle feed. Y'all ever heard of the PBR? Professional Bull Riders? We've made cattle feed for the PBR. That's cannabis for anti-inflammation for those bulls that buck and get injured and stuff. I mean, we've made skincare, anti-aging products, toothpaste, chapstick, sunscreen. We did 67 SKUs for MAC Cosmetics. You know what MAC is? M-A-C? We have manufactured more things with cannabis. It's just hard to believe. So whatever you want, as long as it's legal, we're not going to do anything illegal. We also do mushrooms that are legal mushrooms. We don't do psilocybin or psilocybin, even though we do have those farms in legalized states. We cannot ship those. There's no loophole in that law. So anyhow, any other questions? I'm going to tell one story. No? Yes? No? Guys, here's what is happening. I'm just going to tell you a quick story, and I pay close attention to this if you haven't heard a single word I've said all night long. I went to play, I was talking to Ron a while ago, I went to Mexico City, Mexico to play football for the World League, like 100 years ago. And I actually had hair at one time. And man, at least I thought I was ripped, 6-pack of abs, working out all the time. Man, I was in shape. And I wanted to learn how to surf. So I got on a bus and I went 6 hours to the beach, hired a surfer to teach me how to surf. Long story short, I almost died multiple times just trying to get to the break. The waves were real rapid, they were close, and man, one hit me, took me down, swallowed a bunch of water. I came up, took a big breath, wham, another one hit me, and I just knew it was my end of time. Seriously, like I really was choking and turning upside down. I hit the bottom of the ocean, of the sand, got turned around, didn't know which way was up and down. I finally, out of desperation, get past the break. And I'm sitting there on my surfboard. And Felipe, who was my trainer, told me when I was on the beach, he said, now, when I say to go, you need to drop down on your board and start paddling exactly like we practiced on the beach. And don't hesitate. Don't procrastinate. Don't wait a split second from when I say go, you drop down on that board and you start paddling. And anyhow, I'm sitting out there, man, and of course, all of a sudden Felipe, says, all right, go, go, go. And what do you think I did? I looked over my shoulder because I was exhausted already. Just to get out there, it took it all out of me, right? So I didn't want to start paddling because I didn't know how long I could paddle for because I'm whooped. So I looked so I wouldn't have to paddle as long, thinking I could try to catch, you know what I'm saying? Save my energy. And when I looked, I didn't see no wave. So I hesitated. And then all of a sudden, whoa, I see a little movement. And I dropped down on that board and I started paddling as fast as I could. Well, all of a sudden that wave came, man, and it lifted me up and I felt it. And it just kept going right underneath me all the way to the beach. So here I am, sitting back up on my board. A few minutes passes by, and he goes, you can't wait, you gotta go. And I'm like, yeah, I know. And here he goes, go, 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 go. And I did it again, man. I looked behind me, didn't see a wave, waited for 2 or 3 seconds, and all of a sudden, there it was. Dropped down my board, started paddling again, same thing. That wave came, swelled right up underneath me, broke, went all the way to the beach. Now, what do you think? Do you think it would have been ever been possible after that wave passed me by for me to catch that wave? It's impossible, right? It was gone forever. I would never catch that wave again. Well, guys, this happened over and over and over. And just give me 30 seconds. Hopefully this will make a lot of sense to you. I have a phobia about Jaws. Y'all know what I'm talking about, the movie Jaws? I'm sitting in the ocean and it's getting dark. I've been out there a while and my feet are dangling off that board and I hear the music. You remember the Jaws music? You know, the da-da-da-da. I hear it. And my wife will tell you, I look in the end of the swimming pool. I know there's no shark there, but I still got to look. It's that bad. I can't stand it. I don't know why. I was probably in my teens or like 10 years old when Jaws came out, and it made an impression on me I'll never forget. You know, I'm traumatized for life. And I do that. So anyhow, this is going on, and I can't get in, and I can't get in, and Jaws is about to eat me, and I can't get in, and I'm panicking, I'm freaking out. And so I said, okay, Felipe, anyway, you just tell me, and I promise I'll trust you. And sure enough, like right when I finished saying that, he goes, go. He didn't even say go yet. He went, go. And I jumped on that board and I started paddling as fast as I possibly could. And I got so lucky, all of a sudden, I get up on this board and I'm holding, it lifted me up and it just starts going, pop, 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 pop. I'm like so out of control. I'm not going back to Jawstown. I am going to ride this puppy as far as I possibly can because I got to get in from the break. And sure enough, I caught it. And I was on my belly. But I started putting things in my head, trying not to let it get out of, weight forward, weight back on. And then I got up on one knee. And then I got up on both feet right before I nosedived right into the dirt, into the sand. Almost rode it all the way to the beach. True story. Now, the reason I'm telling you that is this. If you've never built a company to $1 billion before, I've done it 3 times, and I'm not being braggadocious. I'm not saying that to impress you. I'm saying it to impress upon you. I'm Felipe, and you're me. The wave is coming in cannabis. And I'm telling you, you better start paddling. Do not hesitate. Don't wait till I come back next time. It is that serious. Timing is crucial. And if you catch this wave, like we caught that wave, you literally can ride it all the way to the beach. All the pun intended. So thank you guys for having me. Thank you, Arielle, for everything you do. Thank you, Anthony Boyd. Me and my wife are going to hang out. Feel free to come and talk to us. I don't know. Do I turn this over to you, Tony? Arielle?
Mark and I, come here, Mark. Mark is actually the owner of this building, but I'm his sidekick. So, as I mentioned, we want to have a regular meeting here every Thursday, and then every month with Marty. So, 10 by 10. How many of you want to sign up tonight? We're gonna put Mark, Tony, there's 3 people who's gonna sign up tonight, so if someone can sit down there with a computer, laptop.
Make sure who invited who.
Yeah, and then who invited you, give your sign. Yeah, computer, yeah. So if you sign up tonight, by the way, we have a meeting here. By the way, I'm gonna ask Marty to create, like to make you look younger or lose weight. All right, the people who's gonna sign up here tonight while the CEO is here. So there's 3 people are signing up, Tony. I also want to announce, guys, So if you have friends cannot make it, we're doing it live. So people around the world can watch it. So if you have people on the 26 countries that we are approved, let them watch the presentation. So it can be watched live YouTube, live Facebook. So you can send it to Facebook or YouTube live.